guys, in an effort to save some money, we bought some collars for this. This is the one that's actual, some locking collars, and the set screws will thread in and act as a keyway. And then we welded those to the front wheels, got them as thinner as we could. And so now I have back wheels, I don't have to pay money for them. So that saved me some money. Oh wow, that didn't fall. So hopefully that'll get my axle squared away. I still plan to polish this thing later, sand it and polish it, but so that's that done. You can see the welds in there. Now, actually, I'm going to work on starting to cut this guy up a little bit. Not a whole lot, but get some work done to it. Hey. Okay, we're starting to first cut on the frame. I'm not happy about it, but it's happening. I need my safety spectacles. Put us a cutoff wheel on this here grinder, and we're gonna get to work. I believe first I'll probably start up here, and then we'll try to go down there and see what we can get done. Careful.
Yeah, that's pretty good and free.
That thing held up better than I thought it would.
Yes, it did. I figured it's gonna break
Those
after.
Harbor Freight wheels are actually pretty quality. You can get 10 of these things for like a few bucks, and that was like butter, and I actually went for the weld.
Yeah.
So, not too bad.
No, not really. Nice. Nice.
Okay guys, so little update real quick. Got the frame all chopped up. What she's looking like. Still going to do more chopping on it, but real quick, we took a little break. We cut these are off the rear of the bike. It's what the brake mounted to. We're going to try and make these brakes fit on Devin's bike so he doesn't have to buy new ones. So we're about to start fooling with that. Okay, so Devin is now welding a little stud onto the front forks. We got it lined up where we think it should be, ground down to the metal, and letting her rip. So we'll see how she works.
Oh, that's not coming off. That's good.
Okay guys, here's the finished product. Look at them welds. We've got the brakes welded on, cable ran. When we pulled all the slack out of this from the wide tire to this narrow tire, it actually pulled the conduit together. So he doesn't even need a new conduit. And they work a mint. We actually got the spring set up where it actually pulls the lever back and everything. So Mr. Carl has brakes.
Fun.
Done test rode it and everything.
Yeah, that's great.
And back here, we're working on, about to start, I'm going to cut this top head tube, and then going to cut these guys off because they need to be adjusted. So probably going to cut this first, save this for later because the front tire is going to be on to make sure I get these flat, get the angles and stuff right. Mr. Carl's going to be here for about 10 more minutes, so I'm going to use him while he's here, and see you in a little bit. Okay guys, so I've got the bike cut, got it ground down to the metal, and I've got this bar cut. It's not perfect, but I've got it where I believe it's close enough. It's going to go in about like that. What she's going to look like, I think it looks pretty cool, and it'll add some strength to it. So I'm about to get welding on that. I don't have anybody else here to help record, so I'm gonna put the camera down and get at it, see what kind of result I can get out of it. Okay guys, there she is all tacked up. I've got a gap up here, but I'm not gonna worry about it for now. Looking pretty good everywhere else. I'm gonna start laying a bead. Okay guys, so here you can see all the progress we made yesterday on the trike. Got this head tube cut and ran down, not head tube, but top bar, and cleaned the welds up on it some. I welded these on, cut them off, cleaned all this up, pulled them up and welded them where that gives the bike some rake, but it also picks it up some. I didn't clean those welds just because when I finished them last night, it was so laid out. I didn't want to upset anybody, so today, again, I'm not sure what's gonna happen, but filling that little slit where I accidentally cutting this seat tube off originally, clean these welds up, and then about the next step is more or less going and buying some tubing to start the frame for the motor and axle and all that. So we might get into that a little bit later. Thank you guys for watching. Here's our first real update of the day. This is just a loose mock-up of kind of what I want the dimensions to be like, wheelbase wise and seat spacing wise and stuff. That seat looks a little funny now. I think once the motor's on it, it'll be a lot better. I plan to paint the seat, and I'd like to reuse that one just because it'll save me about 20 bucks. It's a boat seat. It's got a metal bracket on the bottom I'm gonna weld in. Here's the motor plate. I'd like to have that centered. You can see down here where I filled that in and ground her back down. Clean these welds up down here. But yeah, I'm more or less at a standstill. I'm about to take and cut this bearing holder off of this plate. But after that, the only thing I can do really is go buy some metal to start the frame. I think I'm going to start with some square tubing and cut the tip into a triangle where it can weld in here a little bit, and that'll be some really good strength off this, we'll just call it the crankcase because that's what it was the crank through there. So if that welds into that, I think that'll be a pretty good bond, and it'll also attach to this bar right here and start back at an angle about like so, and about here it'll straighten out to the rear frame. So shouldn't be too bad, but I'm really liking the look over so far. You guys can finally see that green really well in the daylight. Looks sick. So okay, so here's our motor plate. See, I took these upper ones, again, these were all just holes, and ground them out the best I could. They're not perfect. And then back here, I went ahead and cut out where it could slide back. Now, obviously I'm not going to have this rear mount slid off, but there was so little space, I couldn't really get a wheel in there without just getting rid of all that. So as long as the bolt's here, it'll still bite. So it's fine that it's like that, but that gives me, you know, a good inch of adjustment. So that should get me close enough where I can get a good chain tension on it. I think it looks pretty good, and it's a pretty clean cut, so once she's bolted on, you won't see it anyway, as long as it works well. That's all that matters. I'm hoping Devin will wake up soon, because I'm really wanting to go buy some metal and stuff, but until then, I might find something to fiddle with.
I gotta get my sauce ready, and then I can drive.
Got a little bit of a food break going on. We're on our way to Home Depot or Lowe's. Oh, there's something on the camera.
We're going to Home Depot, we're not going to no Lowe's.
There we go, got y'all cleaned up now.
Home
We got a
Depot's
little
life.
food break going on. We're going to Home Depot to get some metal for the frame after we eat, while we eat. You can see he's practiced this before.
Oh yeah.
Look at him, not even dumping a sauce until he does and he's covered in it and it's nasty.
I've learned a few things.
One of the things that we know is it's not how you stand by your car, it's how you race your car. You better learn that. 20 ribeyes for $30! Okay, so we got our pipe in the back. We're gonna see if Devin can tap this stop sign with it. Nope. Nope.
Darn it.
Struggle bus.
Struggle bus. But I think we might have another chance.
Well, let's go up here in the road. Careful, don't hit it on one going 30.
Huh. That'd be fun.
No, it wouldn't, Devin. Fuck.
I think you go for that one though. Let's see if we can get this one.
What's going on, guys? So we're back out here messing with the trike. Devin's here now. I just got back from Home Depot, and instead of me using square tubing, I bought this piece of pipe. It's just galvanized, so need to grind that off. But this is what I'm gonna try to build the frame out of. It's gonna be a little bit harder working with the round tubing versus square tubing, but 10 foot of this cost me $20 versus $20 would get me about how much of the?
Is it 6 foot?
No, it wasn't even 6 foot, was it? It's 5 or 6 foot, and it'd be about $25 tax and all to get the square tubing. So this is a lot cheaper. Aesthetically, you know, we'll see.
Honestly, I think.
So I'm gonna start by cutting off these threaded ends, and then start trying to get a rough idea of what length I want the frame rails to be. I plan on welding them in right here in that joint. Should make a pretty strong weld joint right there, and we're gonna get to it.
I'm living in that 21st century, doing something mean to it.